I always dreamed of working in the bicycle industry, and I always wanted to create bikes.
E-systems arrived in the market or in the industry, so I thought even more complex bikes and products to play with.
It is always great to start from scratch, to think new ways, to develop new processes and all that stuff.
Back then it was really wild because Canyon was about to launch the first e-bike, the Spectrum, which was quite a major step for Canyon as a direct-to-consumer brand. Definitely a step in the right direction and a bike full of Canyon DNA.
There's a lot of innovation going on. I think there's huge potential. I think the future is definitely going to be somehow electrified.
We are all riders, all in the team are riders first and foremost, and then engineers and product managers.
So my name is Daniel.
I'm Adriana.
My name is Patrick.
My name is Christian.
Hello, I'm Lionel.
Florian.
Sebastian Langnitz.
Patrick Gerntrup.
Philipp Schmieg.
Peter Kettenring.
Leon.
Moritz. Patrick.
I'm Sam Pilgrim.
Chris. Philipp Klein is my name.
Hi, my name is Fabian Burl. Yeah, we are here in Massa Marittima launching a complete e-bike range.
We're at a press camp riding some of the brand new e-bikes, which is super fun.
That was cool for a second though, wasn't it?
You guys rock.
First e-bike I was riding maybe in 2010, 12.
Yeah, good memories, but pretty bad experience, I have to say.
Back then the bikes, they were terrible.
Batteries from back in the days were so small.
Yeah, those small batteries are really limiting the fun.
Before you start the ride, you already have to think about the capacity of the battery.
I'd always make sure my battery is fully charged. Always.
There's a term used out there called range anxiety, and that is when you're out on a shred and you see those battery levels getting lower and lower and lower.
It's in your head the whole time, the whole ride, so you can't really enjoy the ride.
There is plenty of moments where we kind of ended up and had no battery.
I needed to crawl up in eco mode.
We pushed up the last 300 meters or so.
No one likes pushing an e-bike. Didn't feel so good.
And yeah, in those moments, there's only one way out, is pedal yourself back out.
We are all passionate mountain bikers and cyclists here at Canyon.
Our average during a lunch ride, we do like 1,200, 1,300 vertical meters.
Therefore, we decided to challenge the question of battery capacity.
The trend we've seen that battery sizes have got bigger and bigger. I mean, we back in the day started at 300-400 watt hours.
And you could ride 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, and if you put the boost mode, not even that.
With the topic of range anxiety in mind and personal experience with dying batteries on the trail, this was for sure one of the topics which we tried to challenge then.
We are looking on all the components, and we figured out that we can make a real difference on the battery.
We always try to push innovation and be on the bleeding edge of the bicycle industry innovation.
Build the best bikes. We put it also in letters on our factory, and it's really like by heart.
There was an idea in our mind, and we were not sure if it is really the way to go, or if it's too extreme.
We offer a 720 watt hour and a 900 watt hour battery.
Biggest benefit of engineering our own batteries is definitely that we can change the package to where we want it to be. Canyon is a deeply performance-based brand, so for us it is always very important to keep the balance of the overall bike architecture super sporty.
We are able to design the bike according to the needs of the bike and the rider, and not the other way around, that we have like a given battery and somehow we have to build a bike around it.
The battery profile obviously affects the downtube shape quite significantly, and with the downtube shape the overall appearance of the bike.
So we wanted to squeeze the volume as much as we could.
To get a super sleek appearance and Canyon industrial design ID back into the bicycle. The battery profile and the downtube profile allowed us to be more flexible with cross-section design of the actual downtube. So we could build the cross-section which improves stiffness and at the same time reduces weight to hit the optimal stiffness to weight ratio, which obviously then has direct effect on the ride qualities of the customer for the bike. We had quite a lot of experience with OEM systems before that because we had Spectre on reimaginations and redevelopments every other year pretty much. We saw the chance and we were confident enough after all those iterations to challenge those standards and go with our custom own design. The biggest challenge as a mechanical engineer is the whole electrical topic, obviously. We were lucky enough to find a super strong partner with a lot of experience and then put also our vision of the battery concept of the future into the mix and therefore challenged partners with our design, with our concepts as well. Creating our own batteries allowed us not to only take charge of the battery design itself, but also take charge of all the peripheral parts around the battery, such as power switch, charging ports, and cable harnesses. To make the battery the central intelligence or the central part of the bike, not only one of the parts.
We do have the Rosenberger connector on here to reduce the amount of cables that we have inside the frame. So we looked at every detail of the wiring, and it was important for us to have the LEDs on site here to make it accessible for the rider to also see the state of charge when they disconnected the battery. So when you're charging outside the bike and in your home, you can also see the state of charge here.
The battery is part of the Shimano OTS system. That means every Shimano dealer and every Shimano distribution, doesn't matter where you are in the world, is able to warranty the battery if there should be anything wrong with it.
So for the Spectral On and for the Torque On, we have our own Canyon engineered batteries. We have the smaller battery with 720 watt hours, and we have the bigger battery with 900 watt hours.
The mounting concept is flexible, so the same frame can accept either the 720 watt hour or the 900 watt hours.
Other than that, batteries are as dangerous good, and we want to make them as secure as possible in the bike. So we just have 2 screws here to hold the battery in place, just for redundancy.
Having 2 battery sizes gives the customer the options.
There are different scenarios. You want to do a lot of laps or you want to do long rides. So you would like to have a big amount of battery capacity. As bigger you go with the battery, as more weight you have on the bike.
We do have the smaller version, the 720 watt hour battery, which makes the bike feel even more nimble and reduces the weight around 900 grams. So this is something that will give you a bit less range, but will make the bike feel even a little better.
With Canyon, we develop our own batteries, and now we have the 900 watt hour battery that is, for me, definitely one of the very first game changer to not have to carry a second battery in the backpack.
Having the battery capacity and everything, it's just a whole different experience riding bicycles for me.
Let's be honest, when you ride e-bike, you go on different loops that you do with a normal bike. You will climb by a trail, go down by a trail, and you're trying to link areas that you don't normally do with a push bike.
With the bigger batteries, no, there is no limitation of fun, I would say. Yeah.
We are not offering only 2 battery sizes for the Shimano system and our own battery design.
For the second motor that we offer in the market, it's the Bosch motor. We also do have 2 different options. It's the 750 watt hour on the bigger size, and on the smaller size we do have the 625 watt hour battery.
Our scope was to push the boundaries of battery integration into our frame. We have riders who are going daily for a commuting ride, for example. They need maybe a smaller battery for a cheaper entry price point. And we have also riders who going further on the weekend to go longer rides, and therefore we have the bigger battery option.
Well, Strive has a name within the brand for a very, very long time. Strive is known for the bike, the enduro bike of the range. Following enduro, we had e-enduro that started appearing coming with e-bike, and it was important for us to be in that segment and develop a product that was performant enough to be able to win those races, and that's what we do today.
With the different options on the battery size, you can exactly plan the capacity you need for the entire race.
Because when it comes to e-bike racing, you have the same loop, but the weight of the riders are different. And you need to optimize always the weight compared to the energy you need. So offering the 625 or the 750 is an opportunity for us to be able to have adapted based on the weight and the loop, the optimum weight when it's time to race.
So this is basically to give the rider and the racers the choice.
Well, surely choosing one battery or the other is key, and there is plenty of strategy that is happening on e-bike racing, and this is one of it.